ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is yours truly, the big guy with the big show. With some special guests once again. These guys are returning to the show. So you know they are, they're really unbelievable, man. They got some things going on, but it's like always, I got to big them up again. That's just what I do, man. I got to talk about them. I got to let you guys know about the greatness of these guys, man, and then we'll roll into a great conversation. So ladies and gentlemen, I get to welcome back these talented young men who now return with a fire new single and a label deal with IMAGEN Records. Yeah, the great Morgan Rose, drummer for Sevendust, peeped their talent and knew, like the Godfather, he'd make them an offer they couldn't refuse. I practiced that for a little. So when you see and hear the passion of these incredible musicians, you can't help but embrace the feelings that overtake you, so much so that you become one with their music. The time has come to talk about the new music and opportunities that have them in a bigger car with a more powerful engine that will allow them to go faster and farther than they've been before. So once again, I am honored to have them bless the shores of the Live and Loud with the Lord show with their presence. And without further ado, I now welcome Mr. Steven Miller and Cary Parsons, Mr. Sinister of the awesome band Dark Remedy. Yeah. What's up, guys? What's going on?
We're stoked to be here, man. We were setting up interviews for like, hey, man, we need to go talk to some people about what's going on. You were definitely top of the list, man. We had such a good time chatting with you last time, and
thank you.
We're glad to be welcome back.
Hey, man, the same thing with you guys, man. I had a great time, man. Informative. You guys are so talented, and it's great to have you back, man. You know, just like I said, anytime, no need to knock. Just come on in, put your feet up, and let's have a good conversation.
And I appreciate you calling us young men too, because we ain't that young anymore. And in fact, today one of us is a little bit older.
Get out of town. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the most hype intro ever for my birthday.
Come on, man. You 33 years old now, man, right? Or is it 28?
I'm 33. I'm 33 too. 33 years younger, as they say. But yeah, man, thanks for the shout out. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, it's love.
And I always love the kind words. It's always great to be here. So thank you.
Indeed. And also shout out to Paul Crosby, right? The drummer extraordinaire.
That's right.
And the bass guy, Mex, right? Am I saying that right?
Mex?
Yeah. And shout out to him also, man. So first of all, Happy New Year, my brothers.
Happy New Year.
I pray that everything was good. Your holidays were wonderful and everything like that with family. I pray. Was everything good?
Yeah, it was good. How about you?
Oh, man, everything is love, man. Just, family, just doing what I usually do, man. It's nothing like spending time with family, man. So let's get into this. You dudes have been busy. Congratulations on your label deal. I know you're excited about it. So please tell us how IMAGEN Records discovered you.
So it's kind of funny how that worked out. We've actually been working with their promo guy since the beginning.
Yeah.
He just happens to be the head of their promotions. And, we've just been doing our thing, independent. We had distribution deal through the Orchard.
Right.
But totally independent. And, with management help and our team that we've assembled, for the past year, we've basically been like assembling a team behind us, like, down to the graphics guys, everybody, and putting them in place. And we realize, to go to the next level that we're trying to go to, we need even more help. Right. And Morgan Rose, it's all really you got to say, talk about one of the most respected musicians in our genre to ever do it. That guy is, he's everything. And, Sevendust is, they're killing it right now. I think just a couple of weeks ago, they had like the #1 song in the country with Everything.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be around some like-minded people who could help guide us and make some shit pop off for us too at the same time.
Of course.
but it kind of, it sounds cliche when people say like, it came out of nowhere, it was unexpected. It really was. And it all started with, just hey, send this to Morgan and see what he thinks.
Right.
And then, I don't know, maybe a week later, we heard, hey, you guys want to jump on a call? And we're like, fuck yeah, we want to jump on a call. That's kind of how it all kicked off. And, it was a little weird, and we haven't really talked about it much, but to any of our fans that are listening, they noticed that we set We Are the Dead for release on December 1st, and then it disappeared.
Right,
that
right.
happened because we signed the deal and we wanted to release We Are the Dead under the new label. So it was kind of one of those things that we put it out there. We're like, oops, just kidding. Pull it back.
So let me ask you this. So I know you were probably approached by other labels. So what was it about those situations that fell short? And why do you feel the IMAGEN Records offer is more of a tailored fit for Dark Rim?
Man, that's a loaded question. To be honest, we haven't really gone after labels too much. And today's day and age, there's so many of us out there. There's so many doing stuff. I don't think the labels are coming to you as much anymore. It happens, and we have had it happen. But honestly, if I'm gonna assess, like, where do we, because when you sign with a label and you're now saying, all right, you're in charge of the decision making and where this needs to go. It's a big decision. You want to make sure that you're doing it with somebody that, they are going to make the right decisions. They have a proven track record of that, and they have the connections to make it happen. And a lot of the labels at the level we're at just don't have that kind of firepower to them. And the fact that, I was sold as soon as I got on the phone with Morgan and listened to him talk about why he's doing this. Cause you look at him and you're like, this guy's he's got everything. Why would he also be doing this? It's because he really wants to see people succeed. He really wants to help them. He's super passionate about it. And that right there means everything.
Indeed, man. Indeed. So speaking about Morgan, to have such an accomplished musician like Morgan Rose giving you his stamp of approval, because that's what he's done, it has to be a great feeling. So what expectations do you have of each other in this partnership?
I know they expect for us to continue to just put out the best product we can and keep moving forward. And, we know that they're going to help us along the way, So, in terms of expectation, I don't know. I don't like the expectation. It's just kind of like, we just do the thing, you know what I mean? And then they help us, we help them, kind of.
Yeah, well, just like I was saying, reading, I saw that, about the partnership, about what, they were going to give to you guys, which I think is incredible. For them to have that passion about a band also and get behind the band and not just say like, hey, I'm going to wait for you guys to see what you're going to do. Of course, they're really the bank putting money behind, but you guys have been doing it, for a while now. Now say this band right here that you guys the collective for a few years, but look where you are now. So you guys have really put in that work. And as you say, you built that team and you're building that team to get you out there like you want to be. So since you have signed, have you seen any differences, from you guys being independent?
Well, I think the biggest difference so far is, now it's not about what we think we should release when we should release it. I'll be honest, like we have a pretty good idea of like material that we're sitting on, what should be prioritized and what not, but we don't know certain things that you're only going to know from, decades and decades and decades of being at the top. So, let's just say, for an example, there's a song that we wanted to put out.
Right.
And they're like, guys, we're actually hearing something in this other one that, like, honestly, like, we were like, yeah, it's a great song, but we didn't think we didn't really notice what they noticed until they said it. And then it's funny because they're like, no, this song is a smash hit. I'm telling you guys, prioritize this. And I'm like, really? That song? So now I'm going back and listening to it over and over again. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I can see why they're saying that. But no, I mean, I just think it's great having that level of experience, and they're not attached to the music like us, because when you get attached to the music, as you know, Steven and I write everything for Dark Remedy. So that's like 100% us. And we live in the creation of Dark Remedy. And you can get clouded in things when you're that in it. Sometimes it takes taking some stuff and putting it in somebody else's hand and see what it means to them, you know, and what they get out of it. No, so that alone has been huge. As well as, you know, we have a goal, and I don't mind saying the goal. We want to hit Octane. We are currently working on what we think is going to be hopefully our biggest hit after We Are the Dead, and we're targeting Octane with that. So, you know, I'm sure it sounds a little bit better when Morgan Rose goes to Octane and says, hey, what do you think of this?
Right. Indeed.
One of us.
Steven, you've been quiet. You want to chime in on any of that, young man?
No, I've just been taking it all in. But I think after hearing everything Cary just said, going back to the expectations of maybe what the label can do for us is, you know, when like Cary said, we're in our little creative bubble, and we're artists, and we're just trying to do our thing, right? And I know a lot of people can relate to that who are creative. But once you hand it off to someone that you trust, and you just hope they can, you know, let it fly and let it speak for itself. And so teaming up with them, you know, they have, like you said before, we have a they have a track record of success, and they obviously see what we've been doing, and they believe in us. So it's like, hey, you guys go make this product. We have the best way to market it and push it to be as successful as it can be, and it's all symbiotic. And so a lot of it on our end is just giving over that trust to know that they're going to do what's best to see, you know, because every one of these songs is, you know, it's our baby that we're like bringing into the world, right? You know, you care about it so much. Like, you spend months and years and sometimes even a decade working on a song, and it goes through so many iterations. But to have someone with a proven track record of releasing music just go, hey, like, you've checked out 9 of the 10 boxes, just fill this one box in, and I promise it'll be great. And just being able to submit that and let it go and just let it be its own thing. And it's like, you know, it's like a parent letting their kid go off into the world. It's like, it's in your hands now. Yes. You know, I'm sending you to college. You're going to graduate, and you're going to be on the radio now. It was good incubating you in the studio for a long time, but basically that's the whole thing. It's like they're trusting us to come up with great material, and we're trusting them to let it be in the world in the best way it can.
Well, okay, so we're in it to talk to. I just want to get a little deeper on this, because, you know, these certain questions that I've asked, you know, I was just like, man, I want to ask these questions, man, when I once again doing my research and just looking into this label. And so to get to that next level takes a lot of hard work and money, as we know. Yes. And I know you dudes have put in that time. You're in it to win it. And reading up on the label, is it Bob Weingard or Wingard? How do you say his name?
Yeah, he's the CEO, president.
Yes, the CEO, indeed. So I just like the fact that he has such a positive mindset, you know, about working with his artists. So how does that really make you feel to know that the Suits are going to put in the work too? How does that really make you guys feel?
I mean, that's everything. You know, the one thing we didn't want to do is we didn't want to sign with some big label that we were just going to be, you know, a statistic on the roster. Right. And, you know, a lot of the larger labels, they will sign a lot of bands, and they kind of, you know, some of them get lost by the wayside. And, you know, at that point now you're stuck in this deal. And, you know, I mean, it's the general public probably doesn't know it, but there's a lot of times that, you know, bands in that situation, they've got material, they want to be releasing it, but they can't do anything until the label approves it. Yeah. that is something we didn't want to get into. So, like, you know, the fact of how hands-on they are, how positive they are, I mean, that means everything. If you're trying to accomplish any goal, it doesn't have to be music, anything. You got to have positive, supportive people around you.
100%. No, thank you for saying that, man. Just like you say, having the positive people around you means so much, man, to, you know, what you're doing also mentally, man, and pushing you and yes, indeed, 100%. Being positive. I do my best to be as positive as can be, man. So I love that, man. Thank you. So have you guys had to change your thinking and processes? We know that what you're just saying, you know, but have you had to change your thinking and processes to embrace their model, or has it just heightened the hard work you're already doing?
I mean, there's obviously a little bit of adjustment when you got Steven and I have been doing our thing. You know, we're the final say for as long, you know, since 2020, in really more like the end of 2019. It's just been us calling the shots on everything, and to give that control over, you know, I mean, I'm pretty, anybody that ever works with me will tell you I'm the whip cracker. I'm, you know, like, let's go now.
Right.
And having to like simmer down and, you know, realize like it's out of our hands now. Like, that's definitely an adjustment, but it's a good thing at the same time. And I mean, I can't really get into specifics on it, but we definitely have had some just mind-blowing revelations coming from the label. Right. when it comes to just like some of the stuff that we've been doing, you know, some of the ways we have structured some things and things like that. And you know, it is so simple too, and it's funny, like some of the stuff they've turned us on to are like, holy shit. Right. Like that was right in front of us and we didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's been nothing but good so far.
Yeah, that's just like having the knowledge of things. And you don't have all the knowledge. Just like saying somebody says, hey, I want you to go change this part on the car, and you don't have the right tool for it. That makes it difficult. Now you might have to go get a vice grip and you might strip something up. You know what I'm saying? And so I get that, how important that could be, man. And no, I wanted to really ask that question because you guys have done very well at what you're doing by yourself, and now you have, you know, that label. So I really wanted to ask, you know, I really wanted to know. So what does this opportunity mean to you guys, and what are we already talked about the, you know, the expectations. So where are you looking to be, say like in you know, by the end of this year? I was going to ask that later on. I'm going to ask you right now. Where do you look to be at the end of this year, you know, being with IMAGEN Records?
That's it's going to be hard for me to answer without like the pro wrestler in me, because, you know, you don't get into pro wrestling if you don't want that goal.
I want you to be there, yeah, but I asked that question because I want you to really say it. I want you to, you know, because of the positivity. I want you guys are positive in who you are. You guys know what you do. So I want to hear that. I want you to talk that talk.
Well, more and more we've been talking about what it would look like for us to start playing live, and that's something that we really need to get the ball rolling on. For people who don't know, we've only been a studio band, but things have grown so far beyond our wildest dreams that now we have to put a band together and start playing live and do all that stuff. So we hope to get out on the road, and that's kind of where our conversations have gone. So now with this label, and we have a team that we can trust to push the music, it's our job to now put on a show and bring the product to people. So
I'm excited about that.
Definitely looking forward to getting out on the road and you know, putting some names to faces and stuff, you know.
So Cary, now being that
too humble about it.
No, so I'm coming back to you now. So you being, you know, Mr. Sinister and having that, what kind of ideas have already been in your head about this stage show or what you guys are going to do?
Dude, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass every single night that we're on that stage. I mean, no bones about it. We are out to be the biggest fucking band in the world, one way or another. We want to be in the conversation with the fucking Metallicas, the Avenged Sevenfolds. And I don't think nobody's ever heard me talk this way publicly, but it's the fucking truth. Why? I mean, this shit is madness what we do. Right. Like, if you were to tell somebody, hey, I got a great idea. You want to go be the biggest band in the world? Take $100,000 and go throw it away, and it's may not ever come back. And they'd be like, you're crazy.
Right.
You've lost your mind. You're putting all your work into this. You only do this if you truly want it. And I feel like we deserve a seat at that table. I also understand that we have a whole lot of work to do to get there, but I mean, we're determined. There's been a whole lot of things and adversity that we've had to deal with since day one that could have killed this, and we plow through every single obstacle. We're going to keep doing it. I mean, we want to bring it to the fans, you know?
Awesome, man. I know. I love that response.
Get me fired up.
I want to get me fired up.
We got the good cop, bad cop thing going. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna be chilling. Come see us. And then Cary's like, I'm gonna come and marry you. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so much fun, everyone. Drop kick your face in the stage.
But that's real talk, man. And just like Cary, you being who you are, I can just remember having the conversation with Chris Jericho and then having a conversation with Benji Webb from Skindred. You know, they were like, hey, man, as front men and as bands, we want to entertain the fans. We don't want them to just think that this is the guy next door. When they come see us, they want to be entertained. Yeah. And so you are an entertainer. You got it. You know,
no, I hate that shit, man. It's and by the way, before we get away from that, I'm a huge Skindred fan.
Man.
But you know, the thing that I hate the most and what makes it hard for me to go to a lot of shows unless it's, you know, somebody big. I sound like a total douche saying this, but they just fucking stand there and play, and I'm like, I'm bored. Like, I'm not gonna remember this. You know, you've got to remember that people work hard for their money, and tickets aren't cheap anymore.
Not at all.
And so when somebody chooses to spend those hours with you, taking their hard-earned money, you need to lay it all out on the line and prove to them that that was a good investment that they made, and give them something they're going to remember. And you got to prove it every fucking night. Every time you step on that stage, like you can tell when bands get way too comfortable and they used to be fire, and you go see them and they're just going through the motions.
Right.
You know, they lose sight of that. It's like you never stop proving yourself in this business.
Yeah, that's that old school. When you look at those old bands, how they went up there, they were going to put on a show. You know, and they really did their thing, man. And I know you guys go do the same thing, man. I'm excited, man. You guys got me excited about what's to come, man. So you dudes had an amazing 2023 of music. So what was the highlight of it other than signing your deal?
My favorite part of 2023 was putting out Possession. That was, for me, just, you know, as an artist, as a creator, that song had a lot of meaning behind it for me, and to see how the video came out, I was just totally stoked. I couldn't wait to show everybody what was going on there. So that was definitely the highlight for me, but also just, you know, from where we started at the beginning of the year to when it ended, we came so far, and I never would have expected that, but we did it, you know? So here we are. With all this stuff, and we're talking to you now. So hey, it all worked out. You know,
come on, man. Now listen, I'm talking to you guys, man. You guys are on the next level, man. You know, hot thing spoken, man. You know, the next thing spoken, man. So, Cary, what about you, young man?
I mean, the whole year was just fucking epic. I mean, and a lot of what made it for us is stuff that the fans will never see, unfortunately. And I often think about, like, when we travel to go film these videos and shit, we need to get like a camera crew that follows us around, because it's comedy gold when the band gets together. We have a fucking blast. But for me, like the coolest moment had to be when we shot Blood Money, which was the debut. Just because I was naive to a lot of how this year was going to go, and everything was just roses and opportunity, and like, this is gonna be awesome. And just that adrenaline rush that gave me kept me going through the whole year. And, you know, and then seeing like climbing steps throughout the year, and then, you know, just sitting back and looking back at the year and going, holy shit, we did some shit.
Right.
And we got to top it this year.
Got you, man. No, that's what it's about, man. The next project is the next thing that's going to be better than what you've done before, man. So, yeah, I got you. All right, so you have a new single releasing very soon on the 26th of this month. And We Are the Dead is the title. And if you don't mind me saying, it's an amazing song. I've heard it, ladies and gentlemen, the whole thing from beginning to end, and I've listened to it multiple times over, and I'm just like, oh, put it in my vehicle, and I'm bumping it loud, and it's hitting, and it's got a groove, and it's all of those things, man. It's an amazing song, man. So tell us how this song came together.
So this song is actually the song that we first showed Paul Crosby when we were talking to him about starting to manage us.
Okay.
And, so Cary knows the guys in Hostile Within, another band that Paul manages. And we're like, hey, we heard Paul's managing you guys. How's that going? It's like, oh, it's good. So we sent him some songs, and the first song we sent him was We Are the Dead. And that's when he eventually gave us that first phone call. So to bring it all full circle, the song's gone through some changes and revisions since then and stuff, but we're really excited to show people like the sort of the birth of this new phase of us. And it's just the right time to finally show that. So we had all these other plans. So like every song we do, we have like, kind of a way that we want to present it. And so it was just finding the right way to do it and the right time to give each one their own focus. And so it's finally this song's time to be the focus of what we're working on, So we're just really excited that it's finally out and people get to hear it.
Indeed, man.
Yeah.
Once again, I love the dark vibe of it, and it has an amazing groove once again to it, and beautiful dark lyrics that are very descriptive. I always say that I visualize things so well, that allows me. So the lyrics just allow me to see exactly what you're speaking of. The boot on the face, man. Come on, I was just like, goodness, these dudes are wild, man. I love it though, man. It's just really, really a beautiful song, man. So tell me about this producer, Jonathan Norris from Kingdom Collapse, you guys are bringing in. Was this a Dark Remedy decision or a label decision?
Before we get into that, I want to add to the We Are the Dead thing. And Steven didn't even know this. How we write is we'll send ideas back and forth and stuff like that. And Steven had like a really rough outline of this and sent it to me. And I was driving. I was actually in Orlando. I was driving down Orange Avenue, coming from downtown. And when I saw the file come in, I got the alert on my phone. I pulled over into an Applebee's parking lot and I played the song. First time I'd ever heard the rough idea there.
Yeah. And
I immediately called him and I was just like, holy fucking shit. What did you just send me? I'm like, dude, this changes everything. I mean, because we were kind of at a period of the band where we were kind of prog metal, weren't radio really friendly at all. We didn't really have a direction. We were just making music we wanted, and we weren't worried about marketability or commercial or anything like that. It was more of a project. It wasn't yet a band.
Right.
And hearing that idea for the first time changed everything for me. And I was like, all in, take my money. We're doing this damn thing. So when we, that was like Steven said, that's what got Paul real interested in. I mean, it was like 5 minutes after we sent him that song. He's like, let's jump on the phone. We're like, yeah, let's go. Indeed. We sent it to the radio teams because we thought that was going to be the first single and that was going to go to radio. And this is also something we've never publicly talked about. I don't even know if we should, but whatever, fuck it, I'm going to say it. They didn't think it was good for radio. It's a little bit of Nine Inch Nailsy, a little Rob Zombie, a little Marilyn Manson, kind of all mixed in one.
Right.
It's a little different than what you've heard out of us last year. And we can understand why, you know, it's a little bit older of a sound, I guess. I mean, if you're a marketing guy looking at it, I don't really look at it that way, man. To me, good music is good music.
That's
It
right.
doesn't matter when, but you know, so that got put on the back burner, and you know, we had to push the radio singles, and you know, still this one is not going. We're not doing a radio push on it. We're gonna do like some small stuff with it, but really, what we want to see happen with We Are the Dead is we hope the fans love it, and we hope the fans tell the radio, you know what, fuck all that shit. This song needs to be on the radio. I personally think it's a radio banger.
No, yeah, and it kind of dig that hole a little deeper that he just started going on. I would say the biggest shock for me starting this whole thing is, you know, how little control you have when it comes to everybody else. You know, I guess we call them the gatekeepers, right? So going back all the way back to what we were talking about with the label, you know, they're helping us making these decisions. It's not like, oh, well, this is going to sell and this is do whatever. It's how do you get past all the bullshit to actually get your song in front of people? You know what I'm saying? So that was our first like real obstacle that we had to overcome as a band. And so and it's all full circle. So now that the song's finally coming out, it's almost like vindication. It's like, yes, someone finally heard it the way we heard it, and it's finally coming out, and you guys get to hear it too. So it's great.
And that's the thing, having that person believe in what you believe in.
Yes, 100%.
That's the great feeling. They're like, oh shit, I love this song right here. And you're like, shit, we knew it. And now you have somebody that's like, I am with you on that one. That's the one we need to put on the track. So let's roll with that one. And I'm telling you, man, that's an awesome thing. It really is. So
it's like, hey, Cary, we're not crazy. These guys like it too. You know, it's like, we're not in our own little bubble, just saying our stuff's good when it's really not. You know what I mean? It's like someone believed in us. So yeah, it was a good feeling.
This is Paul Crosby's favorite song that he's done with us too, by the way. Like, it's all of our favorites. Like, this is the song, We Are the Dead. I don't want to downplay it by saying like we're not doing a radio push. We're not doing a radio push because radio apparently doesn't want it, but everybody in Team Dark Remedy, this is the song. So fans like listening, you just got to tell the radio, like, get off your bullshit, play this damn song.
Oh yeah, if enough of you guys go out there and just request it, I'm sure they'll play it, but you know, we need y'all's support for that. So
of course,
please get on the phone and call your favorite radio station.
Call your favorite radio station, the old school style. Get it to. That's right, because radio's still needed, man. But a lot of people don't think so, but it definitely is. Because people still listen to radio more than people think they do. And but how many times have we seen it though? The radio's powers that be, certain people don't get it at first. And then they're like, well, damn, over here in Roanoke, you know, on the whatever, this is the hottest song that's playing, and then everybody's got to jump on it, you know. So they don't always know everything. You know, you go with your vibe and the feel that you have and the love that you have for, you know, continue with that, man. You guys are on point, man. It's a good thing, man, no doubt. And I want to say this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of our radio guys was the dude behind getting Red Hot Chili Peppers played on the radio. And for anybody not familiar with that, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like the hit songs that you heard when they first came out, they existed, and they took all those to radio, and they would not play their shit at all. Would not. And he had to like brute force them in there. And now if you look back at it, to think that like radio didn't want to play Under the Bridge, like that's crazy. You know,
crazy. Right. Indeed. Well, I just want you to know something also. I'm watching you guys too, man. I'm looking at you and I'm seeing what you're doing, because you know, Matt and I, Plastic Catastrophe, Lord knows, we're kind of in the same situation, you know? So I'm paying attention and watching you guys. And I'm just like, okay, I like it. We're looking at a few things, but I like that. I like what you guys are doing, most definitely. Now, let's get back into Jonathan Norris from Kingdom Collapse. So once again, did you guys bring him in, or did the record label bring him in?
We did. Yeah. Like we kind of have been at this point for the past couple months where we realize, you know, we have limitations on what we can do in-house, and sometimes we can be our own worst enemy at that, you know, Steven and I have co-produced everything you've heard, Dark Remedy. And, you know, we're not sitting in big super fancy studios with
Right.
decades and decades of experience doing this. So, you know, we're good at self-realization of when we need help with something.
Mm-hmm.
So we felt like we hit a plateau with what we're able to do in-house. And so the next logical move is, all right, let's bring somebody in to produce with us and put a different set of ears on it and a different skill set on it. Jonathan Norris, I'm going to give huge props to Kingdom Collapse. If you're not listening to Kingdom Collapse now, you really need to, because they're going to be huge. I mean, they're well on their way to that. Their last 7 singles consecutively were played on Octane.
Mm-hmm.
As everybody knows, Octane, you know, that's like back in the day when we had MTV TRL. You got on TRL. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. So now we got Octane.
Yes.
That's really where you need to hit to make it. That's the jump off point.
Yes.
So they know exactly how to hit that mark. And, you know, Jonathan's the guy that produces all that stuff. So, you know, it's intentional what we're doing. We're coming for Octane. I mean, we're just going to keep doing what we've done every step of the way. Any door that's been shut in front of us, we've kicked it the fuck open one way or another. And that's what we're intending to do by bringing Jonathan in.
Plus, you can't learn unless you're growing, you know?
Right. Yeah, I was going to say that's growth for you guys, man. You guys know what you're doing. You know you got that dopeness, but then you're understanding your limitations. Because there is, when you're an independent artist, there is so much more out there, you know, whether it be like the studios or whatever like that. We do what we do, but then, I mean, there's another level out there. I'll always remember my one guy, he has a mastering studio, Columbia Sounds Mastering, and I remember him letting me hear a Michael Jackson album, because I had another guy in another studio like, oh, mastering doesn't matter. It doesn't, whatever. And I'm looking at him like, okay. So I went to the mastering guy and we just started talking. He was just like, let you listen to 2 things. So he let me listen to an artist named Joe, who's an R&B singer named Joe. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but Joe, and he let me listen to it. So Joe had a single out that was his hit. Then he let me listen to the rest of Joe's album. And then he was just like, you hear that? And he's just like, see the difference in this song? He said, they spent money on mastering on this song right here. This was like the song they spent all the money on. And I was like, okay. He said, now let me let you hear Michael Jackson. We're going to go to this album. Everything was, I mean, just, you know, every single song was at that level. And I was just like, oh my gosh, man, does it make that much of, he's like, yes, it makes that much of a difference. And so when I went back to the studio, the guy was like, don't you ever in your life tell me. He just looked at me, but I was just like, man, but once again, to your point, there's other things that can be done to help us get to that next level. And that shows your maturation to have somebody come in to help you with that, man. It just means you guys are growing, most definitely, man. And that's,
yeah, I mean, it's been great. And it made us feel real good working with Jonathan thus far, that when we sent him all the tracks for a song that we've got him working on right now, he was like, man, this is good stuff. Like we have an amazing bass here. So this is going to be super awesome. And that's kind of what we thought is, you know, we've produced everything and gotten it onto radio and it's done very well. So if we have a good bass that, you know, is better than a lot are doing, and then you go and you add that extra on top of it, that it creates just even more special, you know?
100%, man. So should we expect more singles, or is there an EP or an album on the way?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how much albums and EPs make sense at this stage. And you know, we could be wrong, and we could, I think last time we were on, we were talking about doing an LP, but we go back and forth with it.
Right.
I know that you're probably not going to see an album or an EP from us this year. We're probably going to be releasing nothing but singles, and we're doing kind of a thing where the songs that we think are going to be big radio hits, we're doing the big push on them, music videos, all that.
Right.
And in between that, we're going to be releasing some of the stuff that is not really a radio single, but it's still a good song. Like "We Are the Dead" is a perfect example. That, in my opinion, that's a hit song. So for some of these other ones, they're just not going to get the radio push. So that way, we are doubling the output that we did last year. You know, we released 4 singles last year. I would say it's a safe bet that you're going to get more than 4 singles from us this year.
Gotcha.
So we just want to stay top of mind, keep giving you that content, you know, and it's just, it doesn't make as much sense to do that with an album right now, I don't think.
No, I got you. And it's just something like myself and Matt also, same situation that I even put out there to ask a few people, you know, what would you guys like, you know? And so some of them have come back and they were like, well, we always like, you know, physical product, you know, we like this. So I'm just like, okay, just kind of trying to listen to the fans and seeing what they, you know, what they want to do. But once again, it's got to make sense.
Yeah,
it really has to make sense in what we're doing, and we do want to get it out there, but we want the biggest return that we can get. You're on a record label; they want the biggest return that they can get, and so if you guys can work together to get that. So I don't know, are you guys have you guys done physical, or you just been digital?
With Dark Remedy, it's been all digital at this point. Right. When we start playing shows, I'm sure there will be some form of something physical at that point, because you're right. You know, we've got to have products that can generate revenue, and just to put that in perspective for anybody listening that doesn't know, like we're not making money. We're you know we're in the red. If you looked at,
you're making a lot of money.
Yeah, if you looked at a band as like a business,
yeah,
we're like massively in the red. And that tells you right there how passionate we are about this, that we keep doing it. But it's just about trying to bring some income in to help keep this thing going, you know, because the money eventually runs out. It eventually get to a point where Steven and I are like, all right, now we're in a tent in the woods because we lost everything filming that fucking music video, you know.
Hey, listen, you know what? That is so important. And I pray that other bands that are listening and that people understand what the state of this music is right now. We all want to be billionaires. We all want to have all of that revenue coming in, but we're realists. We understand what's going on, but we have the love for the music. But once again, it's still got to make sense what we're doing. And I think that what you just said is very, very important, because a lot of people have that idea of what it is, you know, but that's not what it is. Even the biggest artists are complaining about this and that. But the thing is that we all love this music, and we don't want you in the woods living in a tent or nothing. We don't want you guys doing that. You know, come down to, you know, to Tampa and Orlando, you know, you're at the beach or somewhere, you know, it's like, hey, dude, what are we doing here?
We out here with the Gators. We're making it work. We're putting out our new single in 2025, live from the swamp. Here we go. Let's go, folks.
That's hilarious. Once again, I visualize everything. We know how many alligators Florida has.
Oh,
so we don't want that at all. Indeed, man. My guys, man.
I'm going to be in the Everglades waving my terrible towel, wondering how the hell I got here.
That's right. It's still is.
I fell Cary into debt, and now all I got are these crazy songs. You know.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'll tell you this one way or another. I mean, like we're not even thinking about income right now. We're just when a possibility of money coming in, the only thing that we think is like, that just enables us to do something way cooler with the band. Like we can put that money towards this to do this thing that we wanted to do. We didn't have money.
Yes.
We hope one day that it can support our families. But in the meantime, like, we just want to keep the machine going, because it's passion, it's love. And unfortunately, it takes a whole lot of money to to play this game. So, you know.
And on a serious note too, you know, you think about why people really do this. It's an existential thing. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to work on all these songs their whole life and have no one ever hear them and not leave an impact on something. And so I think for a lot of artists out there, they truly feel like these songs are their legacy. And so I don't look at it as like just blowing a bunch of money. I see this as like putting something out there that's going to last longer than me, you know? And that's what it's really all about. And I think a lot of other artists who are in this, they feel the same way. I mean, you have to be crazy to put this amount of money and this amount of time and this amount of heartache into something, and rejection and all that crazy stuff, dealing with other people to get your music out there. But you have to, or what, you know, you're just playing in your bedroom. Man. And that's fun and all, but you know, it's more fun when you're doing it with somebody too.
You know how, once again, goosebumps, man. It's beautifully, you guys, both of you guys just said something just beautifully said, and something that people should really pay attention to, because that is the real, as creatives, the creatives that we are, man. I just love it. I really do. You know, and everybody doesn't look at it the same way because it's not their dream. It's not their passion. It's not what's in them. I think all these things that we do, it's a gift. Whether we think that, you know, we're the best or, you know, on the lower side of things or whatever, it's something that's in us that we want to get out. And, you know, whether it's playing guitar, whether it's singing, drumming, bass, whatever it is, that it's a talent that we have. And I'm just thankful and grateful for what I've been given. I feel when there's nobody can tell me about what I feel inside about what I'm doing. I just know it's just like the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, this is a gift, man. This is a gift that not everybody has. So I embrace it just like you guys are embracing it, man. And it's a wonderful thing. And I just know big things are coming. You guys are putting in that work, and it's just amazing. And once again, We Are the Dead is an amazing song. And just looking for big things because you guys are going to put the work in, man. And you're in a good situation, man. So it's love. It's love. So last thing, is there anything that you guys want to say? The floor is yours. Say just whatever. What do you want these people to really know?
You know what I'm going to say, because I say it every single time, is, and I mean it, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I can't wait to get out there live and meet all my fans, our fans, so that they can see it in person when I sit at that merch booth and I talk to every single last one of them until the venue kicks us out, because it's the truth. Without our fans and the support that we've got, and people like yourself and just everybody that gives us the chance, none of this is possible. And that is the thing that means the most to me, that, you know, because it's tough. It's really tough. You know, we talked about the financial stuff a little bit, and that's probably more than a lot of bands are willing to say, but it's really brutal out here for a band right now. And there can be times where it's hard to continue on. But the thing that keeps me going is like, look, dude, we've already started creating this thing, and we got people who, like, we've impacted their lives and our music has touched them. And if we give up, we're letting them down. That means so much to me. I mean, I love our fans. I could talk all day about our fans. The support we get is ridiculously good, and we don't take it for granted.
Awesome, man. Mr. Miller.
So I think the last time I was on here, I said that we had the best fans in the world and they're the X factor, and it's true. And so I'm going to say a lot of really nice things about you guys again. Okay. You guys are amazing. You're super supportive. Okay. Awesome. So now I want all of you to go to your favorite local radio station, and I want you to request We Are the Dead and tell them, hey, the song's awesome. Okay. And it's like Arlo Guthrie said, if one person does it, maybe it's just a crazy person. If two people do it, maybe they're on drugs. But if three people do it, that's a movement.
That's right.
Okay. Awesome. And now everyone's got to go and request We Are the Dead. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Three people just said, hey, four people come in and do it. They just sing a bar of We Are the Dead and walk out. Right. For the people who get that reference, thank you. So everybody, please go request We Are the Dead on the radio, and it'll just be super fun to troll them and stick it to them, because, hey, they didn't want to play it last year, but we're going to play it this year all the time. And that's all you're going to get is We Are the Dead. It's going to be a lot of fun. So just a little tongue in cheek joke. We're going to have a lot of little fun. It's just us. We're in on it. Okay. And we're going to get everyone to go request We Are the Dead. All right. And that's it. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Give me the floor. That's awesome.
Always, man. Anytime you guys have anything to say, man, you're free to say whatever you want to say, man. There's no problem at all. So once again, when is the single releasing again?
January 26th.
26th.
And it's gonna premiere the day before on the Sound 228. So January 25th, tune into the Sound. You'll hear it there. And we've got lyric video and the song releasing the next day on the 26th.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the 26th is going to be an amazing day, night time for you guys, man, because Dark Remedy is doing work, man, no doubt about it. So, my brothers, I thank you once again. I'll say it again, your family, anytime you guys want to come back and talk about anything, I don't care what it is. I see you, Steven. I got you. Talk about anything. It doesn't matter. You can come here and talk about it. This is a safe zone. This is a free zone for you to get it off. Pause. Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, man, we love put on here. I gotta not look at Steven's camera when we do this because the whole time I've just been fucking cracking up over here.
Steven, I thought you were going to say something. That's why I said I see you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just stretching, just watching. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just chilling, man.
I'm gonna edit that clip, and that's going on social media. What he was doing there.
Hey, come find us at the merch table. We're just gonna shoot the breeze and chill out, and I won't assault you. You know,
some people might want to be insulted. You know. Some people might come up there with some leather. Anyway, I shouldn't say it.
I said assault because, you know, Cary's going to powerbomb everybody he sees because that's, you know.
Hey, man, you say that, there's going to be some people who want it done.
No,
of course they want it done.
No, I'm not taking that kind of liability.
No, that's the thing. We, you know, with every T-shirt purchase, there's a there's a lien. You know, you gotta sign the release form. Right? As part of the meet and greet, you sign a release form and, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the next time we'll come back, it'd be like, hey, well, everything, what happened with Dark Remedy? Everything was going great, and then you powerbombed that fucking guy through the merch table, and now we're canceled.
Well, now let me go ahead and give you what you got to do. Last thing. You got to have that set up. You get one of your guys, you know. Get one of your guys to come and you guys set that up for it to happen. He's like, hey, and then he disappears and then it's just like, scoop, bow.
There you go. There you go. It's all
a part of the show. It's all a part of, that's right. It's all a part of the marketing.
You know, in 2025, we're going to talk to you again and you're going to be like, so what was the biggest surprise you had of 2024? it was our card table budget. Just the steel folding chair budget. Like we,
yes,
you know, these are the things that you don't think about when you start a rock band, you know.
You guys have so many things you can do, man, because, you know, you got other talents. It's a beautiful thing, man. So
and look, I'll throw it out here right now. If you pay me enough money, I will powerbomb Steven on stage when he doesn't expect it.
Yeah, that's when we set up our Cameo account, you know, you can Cary, I'll wish you a happy birthday and slam someone into a card table.
That means some shit if you're up there singing, I just boom RKO out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. It didn't see it coming.
Listen, that's what's going to make it all beautiful if he's not expecting it. That's going to be awesome. You dudes
never know. Great, man. It could happen. We're wild.
Amazing, man. You dudes are amazing, man. Listen, once again, I really, really appreciate you guys, man. As I said before, anytime the door is open for you guys. You guys are great human beings, man, and I really appreciate you taking your time to spend some time with me, man. So,
dude, we appreciate you, and we love that your platform. We can come on here and just be our goofy ass selves.
Of course, man.
That's what it sucks when you got to be straight laced, and you're like, well, we're really excited about our single coming out. Fuck all that. Like we just get to be ourselves with you.
That's right, man. That's what it's about. But this is just a great conversation between brothers, man. And that's what's going on, man. So once again, I appreciate you guys. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is the big guy with the big show, the Lord. Ha! Powerball. Boom! Nelson, that is. The show Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS Network with 5 Royals Entertainment, with these amazing guys, with these amazing human beings. Dark Remedy. Yeah. I appreciate you guys, man.
Great Steelers.
Yeah. Go set. Listen. That's not even talking about it. Oh my goodness, man. It's all love though, man.
It's always next year. It's okay.
Always next year. Sound like them South Carolina Gamecocks.
I feel a heartbeat through the sense of electricity. Will you set me free? I feel the way you groove and the way that your body moves. If you want me, then I want you to. Trapped until I can find your feet. Building this puzzle till the pieces split. Trying to solve it all this time. Cracking the code of the conscious mind. I'll show you what's inside. If you say it'll be alright. This place that I call home, there's nothing here and it feels so cold. Tell me that you understand what it means to be human. I don't know what that means, but the look on your face says everything. Have you figured it out? What it means to be your possession? All your dreams, desires and memories, and in return you will see 1,000 lifetimes of visions you won't believe. Let's get you in a mask. Sit down and just relax. As we turn on the gas, don't be afraid, the pain will pass. If you let me out, I'll show you what I'm all about. I'll be in your head, but I'll put the whole world in your head. I'll show you what's inside. If you say it'll be alright. This place that I call home, there's nothing here and it feels so cold. Tell me that you understand what it means to be human. I don't know what that means, but the look on your face says everything. Have you figured it out? What it means to be your possession? A dying God, remade of human flesh. I'll live inside your head. You are my surrogate. You'll live 1,000 times through simulated lives. Sacrifice is my demand. I'm so truthful and time to open up your eyes and step into the light. This place that you call home is full of life and it feels so good. Will I finally understand what it means to be human? I was locked away, but because of you now I can stay. Trapped until I can find a fit. Building this puzzle till the pieces split. Trying to solve it all this time. Cracking the code of conscious mind. Let me out. I'll show you what I'm all about. Show will be in your head and you won't be my surrogate. You let me out. You become my possession. Now I'm alive while you're lost in a dream.
This is Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson Bass.